All right. Anyway, so this video is from Atozy. It says he hired a hitman who hired a hitman who hired a hitman who hired a hitman who hired a hitman. It's literally that whole title. That's the whole title. I'm not even kidding. That's what's been said. So we're going to react to Atozy explaining and giving us the news on, or the rundown on this story. So let's go.
This businessman hired a hitman who hired a hitman who then hired a hitman who then hired a hitman who hired a hitman, and somehow the job was never done. I mean, this is hands down one of the most ridiculous stories I've ever came across. It's a massive
Okay. Wow. Imagine getting caught and didn't do the deed. And then what's even worse, it's a bunch of people you didn't know do the deed with you. Right? You hired one dude to do the deed with you. But he hired other dudes into the party to do the deed with him. For you. And you still got caught. That proves that you can't do this. This is not it. They was also scared that they completed nothing. Oh my god. I'll hire an IMP. Jesus. That's crazy, dude.
Lesson on how delegation isn't always efficient. But I mean, thankfully, this wasn't the case, especially for the target in all this. When you think of a completely deranged person who would actually go on to hire a hitman, you would probably imagine, I guess, the hitman being, I don't know, a decent hitman. You know, discreet, professional, bald with a barcode on the back of his head, and most definitely not an undercover federal agent waiting to harpoon your life because you were dumb enough to actually do something like this. But regardless,
I'm not gonna lie, it's cool as Agent 42. Is it 42 or 47? I think it's 42. Agent 42. I think it's 47. I'm not right. As cool as that is, the way that the main character from Hitman is, the barcode on the back of the head is a big fucking giveaway for a hitman. That's like such an identifier. A bald white guy with a giant barcode on the back of his head is like, like, don't get me wrong, it's badass, but like it's the most identifiable thing ever. Honestly, like, think about it. That's just kind of dumb. It's cool in concept, but dumb in logic, if you really think about it.
What you probably don't imagine is someone whose first instinct is to look at the contract and go, huh, I don't have time for this. I wonder if I can hire another cheaper hitman than this and pay him less than what I just got paid. Well, that's exactly what happened in today's story a whole bunch of times. And I mean, this story really has everything.
I'm telling you, if Hitman was made today, I think instead of a barcode, they'll put a QR code in the back of his head. Like, it will be like if Hitman was remade right now by like Gen Z or Gen Alpha, that motherfucker will have a QR code in the back of his head. Not even a barcode, a QR code. And he'll get like Jared Leto, like, jokered to a degree, if you get what I'm saying. Holy shit.
You have a businessman who's convinced taking someone's life would be easier to deal with than dealing with a lawsuit, and of course, a whole chain of endless hitmen. And it pretty much seems like they treated this assassination attempt like it was some weird group project they desperately didn't want to do. And it ended up getting so insane that if it wasn't backed up by court documents, I would assume this is some bizarre movie script. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So the story begins in 2013 in Nanning, a city in southern China, where a real estate developer by the name of Tan Yuhui found himself in a dispute with another businessman named Wei. The two had been involved in the same property development, but things apparently fell apart. Wei had filed a civil lawsuit connected to the project, and according to court documents, Tan became very worried the legal battle could cost him a whole bunch of money. Now, obviously the situation sucks, but most reasonable people would either try to find some sort of middle ground or hire a lawyer. Who knows? Maybe they'll just try to settle, but Tan apparently skipped every reasonable option and jumped straight to, what if he just wasn't around anymore? Okay, so according to the court, Tan hired a man by the name of Shi to take Wei's life, and even provided Shi with everything he needed: a photocopy of Wei's ID, his phone number, his license plate number, and
the questionable part about this is, like, okay, if you kill him, what do you gain out of that? Like, there must be some type of monetary gain for killing him for something. It can't be just out of pure hatred, because that would just be dumb on your behalf even more. Like, it's very dumb trying to kill somebody. I'm not gonna play that. Like, that's not. But like, the fact that you are not putting the effort to, like, I don't know, think of any other viable option other than killing him is kind of dumb. Like, it makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, what did he do? Like, what did he do for you to want to kill him? Did he, like, he lost you money? Is that what that is? Yeah, murder in jail.
And then personally handed over 2 million yuan in cash, which is worth roughly $280,000 at the time of that payment. And while that sounds horrifying, I guess this is where the comedy kind of starts, because after taking that job, and more importantly, after taking the money, she came to the realization, I guess I don't have to do it. Might as well hire someone else. So now you might be thinking, shouldn't that have occurred to him before he accepted this contract? Well, apparently not. Instead, she came up with what he must have thought was, I guess, an extremely brilliant business strategy. So he just hired another hitman.
I'm not gonna lie, the dude who originally was being targeted, you have beyond guardian angel on guardian angel, because it takes a level of not only stupidity for this to happen, but like disbelief for this to happen. Like, this is literally something you would think would be written in a earliest 2000s comedy, right? Like, you got that right. You see what I'm saying? Like think of it. Like, this sounds like a premise from someone who wrote this from, like, SNL. Yeah, it's a waste of a life. Really dumb. He didn't even do the shit and still got in trouble. Definitely overtime. Like definitely overtime that agent was working. Because like really think about it. When you hear this premise, this sounds like a literal premise to our early 2000s SNL movie. Like remember that movie with I forgot it has a bunch of SNL stars and so it's like, do you want to help me kill my boss? Like it was one guy who had a problem with his boss and another guy had a problem with his boss who was a woman because she kept on like SA harassing him at work because she was a dentist or something. And then he had another boss. It was three friends who had problem with their bosses and they kept on asking each other, how about if you kill my boss, kill your boss? If you kill your boss, and kill my boss. Remember that? There was a whole movie about it. It was just a SNL. No one died. I don't think so. But like it was supposed to be like these three guys was to be a hitman for each other to kill each other's bosses so they can live better lives or get whatever the hell they thought they was gonna get out of it. It became a whole SNL movie skit, whatever you want to call it, and then no one dies. It was just a bunch of stupidness that happens. That's what it sounds like to me, and that was like 2010 or at least 2009 type nonsense. Hearing this now, we're living in clown world. This is a real thing.
I'm not kidding. And according to the court, she handed him 1 million won to another man by the name of Mo Chanchang and basically said, congratulations, this is your problem now.
So hold on, let me look it up. I'm gonna look it up real quick. I might have to edit this part out, but like, oh, it was called Horrible Bosses. It was made in 2011. I was not wrong. It was in 2011. It was the beginning of the early 2000s. It was called, do you want to help me kill my boss? Or it was called, the movie's called Horrible Bosses, but it's three friends who hate their boss, and they say, if you kill my boss, I kill your boss, because they're so unrelated, it'll be kind of impossible for us to be connected to each other's murders. But it was stupid because they know each other by friends.
Pocketed 1 million won, gave the next guy 1 million won, and said, good luck. And just like that, she was officially in the subcontracting business. And the funniest part about all of this is, at no point did anyone stop and think to themselves, wait a minute, the guy who gave me this contract, is he doing the same thing to me? Mo, after he took the money, also looked at the job and went, uh-oh, I might get
Oh, okay, later, Mighty. Thank you for coming in, bud.
life in prison if I do this. So he too got into the subcontracting business. So instead of Mo going on to do this, he hired another man by the name of Yang. Only this time, the budget has shrunk again. So Yang received apparently 270,000 yuan up front, with another 500,000 won promised after the job was done. Mo didn't take as much of the pie as the first guy because he's only pocketing about 230,000 yuan after the hit's finished. But obviously, if you're keeping score, we've already gone from a 2 million yuan contract to a deal worth less than half of it. And at this rate, I was expecting...
Damn, so the first guy got so much ched. He got so much cheddar, bro. So much ched. The last guy's gonna get probably like $5 at the end of
the last guy to be offered a punch card and a free coffee. But honestly, the funniest thing is,
I'm telling you, doing hitman jobs as a regular dude in this economy is crazy work.
Rush decision either, because according to court records, these men were also passing along Waze information every single time.
It's crazy how hitmen are out here outsourcing other hitmen. You know how horrible this is not our economy, but the economy globally is for people in China to be outsourcing their killing. Yeah, divide and give it to the next guy. You know how insane that is to like be outsourcing your killings out there? That's crazy.
His ID, his phone number, his license plate, even a white cell phone containing photos of him. Honestly, this was just world's worst onboarding packet. It's like, okay, new guy, here, take him out. Essentially, every new recruit got the exact same folder. Welcome to the team, here's the target, here's the paperwork. Good luck, don't get caught. Except, apparently nobody intended to do the job.
So just started a whole business of dudes just trying to give the information on one dude to kill. Just start a whole organization. I think that's, like, for the number of dudes that just literally got on board for taking out one dude, I think that's a small dev team. I think that's equivalent to a small dev team, honestly. I think it was like, what, 12 dudes? Holy shit. Right?
They just intended to find the next guy who might do it for a little bit cheaper. It's like those, what are they called? The Russian stacking dolls, but like, you know, it's going from big to small and they just like jump out of each other. This is what's going on right here. And of course, if you thought Yang was finally gonna break the cycle, absolutely not. He was gonna do it. He too got into the subcontracting business and he immediately started looking for someone else to do his work. So according to the court, Yang offered another man by the name of Yang. Yes, they're two different people. Both are named Yang. First Yang is named Yang Kongshang. Second Yang is named...
Oh my god. Right? Oh my god, their all name is Yang? Yeah, that's not suspicious and stupid.
Yang Guangshang. I swear they're two different people.
Oh my god, they're two different people with similar sounding first and last names. Yang Zhongshang and Yang Kangshang. Holy shit. How do you guys not be related by default? This is not even like being racist to Asians. Like, this is just stupid now at this point. It's like a bunch of white guys named Kevin, and then their all name is like Smith, but spelled differently. The fuck? like this is stupid, YGYK.
People, there's a slight spelling difference on the last name. I am probably butchering the last name. I'm not pronouncing it correctly, I don't think. I guess this is kind of like the Chinese version of Joe Smith hiring Joe Schmidt.
Oh my god! Bro, I did not see this video. I did not see this video. I swear to God. I swear on my mother's grave. I did not see this video. I did not see this video. This is my first time. This was posted 2 hours ago. This was posted 2 hours ago. There was no way I was able to see this when we was doing reactions hours ago. Bro, I read a comment. Someone said, this bro did a line before he did this reaction. That made me laugh. That actually made me laugh. The person who said that in my comment section on one of my videos saying I did a line before I did the video, I love you, bro. That shit was funny. That made me fucking laugh. Like, instead of unhinged and shit, I must be doing some crazy lines. That made me laugh. I'm not even gonna lie. That genuinely put a smile on my face. That bro either was disgusted by what I was saying or he was entertained by what I was saying. Either one. That's crazy. But I have not seen this. This came out 2 hours ago. This is in real time. I'm not kidding. I have not seen this video. There's impossible for you to see it when we all have been watching videos for the last 4.5 hours, and I just stumbled onto this video. So for the fact that Atozy just said what I said Kevin Smith. This dude said Joe Smith. The fuck is this? Yo, I'm on my shit today. Oh my God.
I am probably butchering the last name. I'm not pronouncing it correctly, I don't think. I guess this is kind of like the Chinese version of Joe Smith hiring Joe Schmidt to do his dirty work. Regardless, Yang offered Yang
the only difference in what I said is just Kevin Smith, but all spelled differently at the last name.
200,000 yuan up front, plus another 500,000 yuan once the job is completed. What is he pocketing, like 80,000 yuan? He's not pocketing that much money anymore. It was the first guy who pocketed a lot of money. But honestly, I don't even think it matters because everyone involved here is making equally questionable decisions here. Regardless though, Yang 2 accepted the offer from Yang 1, and he did the exact same thing. I'm pretty much starting to think that these weren't hitmen at all. They're all just kind of recruiters. So he passed the contract on to a fifth man by the name of Ling Jianxi, and he promised him 100,000 yuan if he took Wei's life. Suddenly that payment reduced a whole bunch now. We just dropped from what
Mikey said Jack Johnson and John Jackson. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
700,000 to 100,000. But the last two guys didn't take that much in comparison. Obviously, I'm judging them for being hitmen, but I'm also judging them with how greedy they are in their subcontracting work. The original contract was worth 2 million yuan, and by the time it finally reached Ling at the end here, the guy who's supposed to do all of this, he was offered 100,000 yuan, which is, 5% of the original deal. So
damn.
Somewhere along the line, this assassination had turned into world's most inefficient franchise. Essentially, everyone above Ling had taken a cut, and nobody really took that much risk. Well, I mean, I guess it is the risk of hiring a hitman. But relative to actually doing the act...
Oh, shit, bro. So, the first guy got $2 million, right? What is China's version of Craigslist? That's a good question, because these guys are doing it by word of mouth. They're not doing this online. Well, maybe the first guy was found online, but the first guy, I think, is doing it by mouth. What kind of dark web shit is this? Like, okay, so the first guy got 2 million won. 5%. Okay, so the last guy got 5% of that. So if you want to know how much, oh fuck. Okay, let me see. So it says 5% of 2 million is 100,000. So the last guy got 100,000, and the first guy got 2 million. That is horrendous. Holy shit.
They're getting compensated a whole lot better than the guy at the end. Honestly, if this chain just kept going, the sixth guy would have probably been offered a coupon and a firm handshake. But this whole process didn't happen overnight either. According to reports, this chain of subcontracting stretched for over 6 months. They spent 6 months doing this. So essentially, the project management here took way longer than making the plan itself. But obviously, the contract ended up with Ling. And I guess Ling was the first guy to not think, oh, hey, I know a guy. Instead, he came up with an idea that somehow made the story even more stranger, because Ling took, I guess, one look at the offer and decided 100,000 yuan, that's just not worth it. And I guess not because in his head it was wrong, but because if he got caught, he would be risking years, if not the rest of his life in prison. So I guess instead of, I don't know, sharpening a knife or buying a plane ticket to do whatever he was going to do, he did something no one else in the story really considered. He contacted the guy he was supposed to take out. Huh. Yeah, that's some 40
What? I don't think that was a hot idea, big dog. I don't think that was a hot idea. I think it was best just... It gets better? Okay, because like if okay, I'm just saying, like if you're not gonna do it, might as well just take the money and run. What you gotta do? Call the police? He's not gonna call the police.
chest. So according to the court, Ling first left Wei a note, and essentially the two eventually agreed to meet at a cafe in Nanning. Now imagine being Wei for a second. You go to a random coffee shop and the dude sits down next to you and says, hey, I was offered 100,000 yuan to take you out. Yeah, it's not something you want to hear. That's awful. But somehow it gets weirder because Ling then pitches what is, without a question, the most bizarre business proposal of the entire story. So he then goes, what if we fake your... How does the story keep going further into left field? Also, the fact that he accepted is the craziest part of this entire story. Dude goes, hey, I was offered 100,000 yuan to take you out. We fake your... Is that good with you? And he goes, yeah, it sounds good. What? So the two of them went on to stage a photo. And according to the court, Wei allowed Ling to photograph him with his hands bound behind his back, so Ling would have, I guess, proof that the contract had been carried out. And I guess after all of this, Ling even handed over the white cell phone containing all of Wei's personal information. You know, the same phone that had been passed from hitman to hitman throughout the entire scheme. So he gave...
This motherfucker gave absolute evidence of everyone's handprint on this motherfucking. You gave, bro, you gave everyone's handprint off rip off this piece of evidence. That's how they all got caught. God, man, this is a massive amount of stupid.
The victim all of his personal information, or a phone containing all of his personal information. But regardless, Ling had everything he needed. He had a convincing photo, a story to tell, and 5 very gullible men waiting for an update. So according to reports, Ling sent the photo back to Yang 2, who believed it. So Yang 2 sent the information to Yang 1, who also believed it and kept passing the news up the chain. So eventually it all got back to Tan, the businessman who paid millions for this whole operation. But I guess the crazy part about this is nobody asked for any more proof beyond one photo. Not a single follow-up question. They just all collectively went, yeah, it looks right. Okay, cool. Thank you. Meanwhile,
yeah, you're right, PT. These people are dumb as bricks. Dumb is not like dumb. Dumb is an acknowledgement of your intelligence. That's the funny part. Calling someone dumb is at least somewhat of an acknowledgement that you have any form of intelligence at all. But I don't think that's even good enough to give them. Calling them dumb is like an understatement. This is beyond stupid. Okay, you get what you pay for, and also what the guy pays for, and the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy. Yeah, I can hear it. I can definitely hear it. Oh my god.
Wait, the man who was supposed to, not be alive anymore, he walked into the police station. Yeah, with that phone, of course. So that's it. After 6 months of planning, negotiating, subcontracting, taking commissions, and staging fake evidence, the entire conspiracy fell apart because the intended victim simply just told the police what happened. So the victim then literally walked in and said, okay, you guys aren't going to believe this. This guy hired this guy, hired this guy, hired this guy, who hired this guy, who hired this guy, who walked up to me, confronted me at a coffee shop, and went, hey, can we fake your death so I can then pass that back up the chain? Oh, by the way, here's all the information that's been passed all the way down. So Wei made it.
You know what this sounds like? This just sounds like an absolute Ponzi scheme in the most reverse way ever. This sounds like a Ponzi scheme. Like when you first start the Ponzi scheme, you're gonna make the most money. But everyone else at the bottom don't make jack shit, or they make very little compared to the person at the top. It just sounds like a weird Ponzi scheme.
Pretty easy for them. Or well, honestly, they made it easy for Wei to make it easy for the investigators, because by the time the investigators were finished, every single person involved, from the businessman to the guy who asked to stage the fake death, they were all charged. Essentially, the only person who came out of this whole ordeal without a prison sentence was the guy everyone has been trying to take out. And the big irony here is they were all subcontracting because they didn't want jail time, but they all got jail time. So congratulations, guys. Regardless, though, the legal battle wasn't over. In fact, the first time this case actually went to trial in 2016.
Nah, this is an SNL skit. Like Looney Tunes, like I get the Looney Tunes thing you're saying, but like Looney Tunes is like a 1 person or at least 2 person man job, sometimes even 3. But like these are 5 motherfuckers. This is actually technically, I think it's technically 6, but like that's a lot of idiots. Like, and what's the wildest part about this is maybe some of these men are married and or have girlfriends. Just imagine being the girlfriend and or wife who has kids with this moron. Imagine hearing this story as a wife who does not know what their husband is doing, because 9 times out of 10. Hitmans don't really tell what they're doing at all. They keep that extremely secretive against their family when it comes to their family and loved ones, because, well, obviously you're a hitman. It's not something you just brag about at dinner, right? But like the fact that if these men have any form of children and or loved ones, or like at least a wife or a girlfriend, imagine hearing the story and then wondering why your life is being so uprooted because of this. That must fucking suck.
All 6 men were acquitted because prosecutors didn't have enough evidence to secure convictions. So imagine
shit! So they didn't go to jail.
Being Wei, you survive a plot that somehow then passed through more middlemen than a construction project, and then everyone walks free. Fortunately for him, though, prosecutors appealed the decision, and the case stayed tied up in courts for another 3 years before China's Nanning Intermediate People's Court issued a final ruling in October 2019. Tan, the businessman who started the whole thing, received 5 years in prison. She, the first hitman, got 3 years and 6 months. Yang 1 and Yang 2 each received 3 years in prison. Mo got 3 years, and then finally Ling, the last man on the chain who ultimately exposed the whole plot, he got sentenced 2 years and 7 months. So this was
the last dude got the less sentence. I was kind of expecting the first dude should get the maximum sentence because he's the one that started it in the first place. I think for every dude that was involved, your years get added by 3. So if there's 5 dudes and each of them got a minimum of like 3 or 2, I'll say 2 because each one got 3 about. So it's 5 dudes. That's 2. That's 10. That's 10 years. You get, and everyone gets like 3 to 2. I think that's only fair, because you're the one who started it in the first place. You get 10 straight years, motherfucker. You should have thought that through. Because remember, if you're a person who's robbing a bank, the person who starts it all gets the most, like, if you're the head honcho, you're the brains of the operation, you get the most. Like, if you're the head honcho of, like, a robbery of, like, a bank or something, you get the most years. Yeah, like, 3 to 10 for you, but, like, I would say maximum 10 for you. At least maximum. Because, like, I don't know. It just, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't... This is stupid. Like, this is crazy. I wish they did this to more, like, nuisance streamers. You know what I'm saying? That really put their punk asses in check. If you get what I'm saying. But shit.
was absolutely not a story about criminal masterminds, but it was so bizarre, I just wanted to share it with you guys. So if you're new here, feel free to subscribe, drop a like if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.
That was crazy. Damn, that's a crazy story. This is like Florida Man like levels of crazy. Your Honor, I was the bottom of this totem pole. I was only promised 300 and a burger. Can I get lenience? Oh, Mikey. Mikey said that. That was funny. Okay. All right, guys, we got 2 more videos and we're done. So, we'll do the it really was. That was actually fun. I can't wait to edit this one. This was going to be interesting to edit. I'm going to try and make it as funny as possible as I can. I'll try my best, but I'm not going to go too far beyond if I don't have to, but like I'll try and make it as, entertaining as possible for this reaction. So with that said, like, subscribe, share, follow, comment. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This was amazing. That was an amazing story by Atozy. Give them a follow. I always put the YouTubers that I react to, their stuff and their channels and the video, original video and their channel in the description at the top, so you don't have to look for it. If you want to follow them for whatever reason, they're always in there. So just let you guys know, I just don't just take the content and just put it up there. I react, I speed up a little bit because some people act, why is it so sped up? It's for transformative reasons, but I know I don't have to do that, but it's just more of a safeguard. I can flip the video, maybe I should just do that, but yeah, so like, if you like the video or you hate it, did you hate my commentary? Do you hate me? Do you hate everything about it? Or if you love it, tell me what you think. Whatever case may be, you can give whatever your opinion. You can say I'm too loud, or whatever case may be, you can say whatever you want. I don't give a fuck. I'll read it. And if it's funny, well, it's funny. If it's not, well, it is what it is. So that said, like, subscribe, share, follow, comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next.